Well, well, well. Look what we have here. Did you miss me so much you couldn't wait until I got home? You should be careful trying to go out on your own. After everything that's happened and how close I came to death that time, I wouldn't want anyone to get any fancy ideas with you. You know I love you, little mouse. Now you need to stop with your recklessness. It doesn't help anything, you know. You're just hopeless, aren't you? Couldn't even wait for me to get home. Well, I'll take it as flattery then. I must mean something to you for real. If you'd go so far, even with your crippling anxiety, your fear of the outside world, I know how it is. I know how much you struggle with it. Sometimes the words don't find me, but the feelings always do. Isn't that just how it works, honey? No matter what we try, we can't escape from ourselves. Well, it's not always a bad thing, though. Mostly on accounts that you don't have to escape from yourself. You may feel like you do sometimes, but I swear to you, you're wonderful. One of a kind, cutie. Someone who deserves this world on a silver platter, and I know that's not what we get. The world has fucked us over 1,000 times, and I know it's going to do it 10,000, maybe 1,000,000 times. You never know. But fuck that. That's not why we live in it. To lament the fact that it's going to happen again. No. What we need is each other, nothing else. Think about it, honey. You and I, together, we can be happy. We can make something out of the shit this world throws at us. The situation that we... I'm fine, just that bastard left me with some side effects. Don't think for a second I'm not gonna get epidemic back for this. It's personal. He left me there fighting for my life. Though at this point, you'd think that I'm used to it. Well, at least I've got you. You make it all worth it. All those times I think to myself, why am I still here? And then I immediately get an image of you in my head, and I just stare at you, and if you're sleeping or if you're near me, I give you a big hug even if you don't know it. I'll give you a kiss on the forehead every single time, and I'll tell you, even if this world wants us done, it's not their world anymore. And, honey, I know how much it's ate away at you that I might not have a full lifetime. I know it's not always the happiest thing to talk about. But I promise you, I'm fighting and I'm not going down without a fight. Anyone who tries to take me down, they're going to have a real fucking bad time. Little mouse, tears don't look good on you. Leave it to the ugly folk like me. Yeah, you might have a point there. Sorry, self-deprecation was always my coping mechanism, but I realize it's not that I look terrible or something, it's that I just don't have any confidence in it. I've never had someone say something nice about my looks, so I get insecure easy. I let those self-deprecating thoughts creep in, and look at me. You and I having a therapy session like this. Fuck that, little mouse. Come with me. We're going on a date. Fuck it, we're already out. If you were wondering what I was doing today, it was pretty simple. A business deal that should protect us for a while. I'm gonna be working with the heroes, in quotation marks. Well, it's not even heroes anymore. The anti-heroes, whatever you want to call them. We all banded together, and soon we're gonna go and explore the facility that they apparently rescued All Might from. I'm not going to tell you I'm a big fan of the guy, but he's better than some of them. In any case, apparently what they did to him was pretty bad. But more importantly, when we raid this place, I'll get to take some of my hatred out on them. Not the heroes, the fuckers who put us in this situation to begin with. Maybe even confront my old man. Listen, I'm well aware that life isn't about revenge, but it doesn't mean I have to like the fella, and it doesn't mean I can't beat him half to death. I've watched Tokyo Ghoul, I know how things can go. It's got a few ideas that I could use on him. You're right. Fire with fire. I'm not sure it would end well for either of us. I already burned myself, for fuck's sake. No, revenge is only part of my motivation. You're a way bigger part of it. In fact, without you, there's no way I would have been able to hold on through all that bullshit I had to face. You saved me in more ways than one, and you should be proud of it. Not just anyone can save this big crusty guy. But you, Math, you've always been there. You've always made me feel like I have a home, which is something I've not known for a long time. If ever, if you could even call that bastardized place a home in the first place. It was more like a prison where I was constantly reminded what I wasn't good enough. But with you, I don't feel that way. I feel like I can actually just be myself and be accepted at that. That's something I'm not used to. Something I don't think I could ever get with anyone else who's not you. You are something beyond my wildest dreams. You might be human, but you certainly don't seem like the rest of them in my book. There's something about you that changed me. You made me whole. You made me feel alive. And for a walking corpse like me, there's nothing more in this world I'd love than that. I just want to hold you now and make you blush 1,000 times over. And even if it means that I live as a short but big impact, crazy person, I don't mind. As long as I can make you happy. Live a full life with you, yeah. That is the goal, isn't it? It's what I want more than anything. Mouse, if I could have one thing, it would be to get away from all this, the responsibilities, the difficulties, the sickness, everything. It's so terrible, and I don't want to focus on it, and that's exactly why we're doing this state, because fuck it. I'm sick of worrying, and I'm sick of being in this negative headspace. So, this is me trying to make both of our headspace a little bit better, because I know both of us are no strangers to hurt. We face that shit every day. But you, honey, you've changed me. You made me realize what it is to have feelings again, alongside the underground. I was never the hard ass everyone took me for, but I certainly lost myself when I was in those days of playing along with the bad guys. It all felt so empty. I didn't just do it for this or that, but I guess I used it as an outlet in some form. I had some way of making it a stress ball because I had constantly something to burn, and most of the time it's A double-edged sword. I burned myself. I burned bridges. I made myself into this villain. I hurt myself. I hurt others. I failed. I was weak. But now I don't hate my weakness so much because someone who's very strong accepts someone so weak as me. Mouse, you've changed me. You make me want to hope again. You make me want to hold on to that pipe dream that things will go just fine and that we can make it through this, and I know we can. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I've known that from the start, since I saw that glint of hope in your eye. I've known how much you believed in it and how much I needed to as well. Hope is like living. It's like breath in your lungs if you don't have it. Sometimes it's not like living at all. It's like being in purgatory, maybe even being in hell. Regardless, I'd like to make sure that we both stay filled with hope. I don't want anything to separate us. Anything to make us fall apart. Not that I think it could. No, little mouse. I'm too fucking stubborn to let us fall apart. And you're too fucking cute. That's right. Even when you're shoved up against the wall and I stare and breathe right in your face. When I really just take a moment to look at you flustered. That's right, baby. You're mine now. After all of that, after everything we've been through, I'll make you mine over and over and over and over again. You best believe that this isn't gonna end with that either, no. Me being the stubborn bastard I am doesn't know when to stop. You see, the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make the sweetest day you've ever had, with little instances when you least expect it, that I steal moments from you that you'd never expect to be taken from your lips. To your lips. To your lips again. To your neck. You're filled with weak spots, baby. Don't you think for a second I'm not an expert in exploring every single one slowly and methodically, because, baby, I want you to be mine, and I want to give us hope together through our chemistry, our compassion, through touch and kissing and everything else. All I want is you, wrapped in my arms, kissed and against the wall. Is that wrong? Is it wrong that I want you, baby, so bad? Is it wrong that I love you more than anything in this world, or is it wrong that I don't know how to put it into words? When I look at you, I get breathless. Just look at you, baby. You really do show when you're shocked, surprised, embarrassed. How those show on you. In fact, I'd say almost every emotion does. At least with me. Which makes me happy. The ability to make you feel. That's all I ever wanted to do. I mean, what do you take me for? Someone who would just leave something halfway? No, honey. No way in fucking hell. You see, when it comes to you, I don't share, I don't beat around the bush, I just take, and I give without limitations. Because you're different, baby. You're different than the rest of the fucking world that's betrayed and made a bunch of a mess. Now, I'm not saying the underground is all bad, but it's a pain in the ass always having everything, all the responsibilities. I'm not going to say I don't love it too, because they're just like me. Misfits that the world doesn't have any use for, that they dust under the rug. And you've treated them well. They're like my family. But I still want more time for us. Because I'm a greedy, greedy bastard. And a selfish one at that. Because I've never had a chance to be selfish with anything in my life. I always spent it blaming, hating everything. I wasted my time, but no more. You're my promise. And you make it all worthwhile, so that I don't have to regret the time I've wasted, since it led me to you, and without that, we might not have ever met. We might still be enemies, looking at each other like we're fresh meat. The world likes to try and make us like this, like them. It tries to fit us in the cogs of a machine. We're never meant for that. We have souls and hearts and feelings, and that's never what people seem to care about. It's always money and power. That's the bullshit of it. And that's exactly why I say fuck this world and anyone who tries anything. Because I'm going to make sure you are mine. Mouse, don't forget you're always going to be. And I'm always going to be yours. That's just the way love gets you, isn't it? You could spend your entire fucking life wasting it. But that moment you find someone that makes the time worth it, then everything is fine again. Then all of a sudden, all the negativity just melts away. And suddenly you're just happy. That's a word I didn't understand for a while. What does it really mean to be happy? Is it something that people really want, or is it something that's hyped up for no reason? I realized it's always the most hateful, disrespectful, horrible people that always do this. It's always them that ruins our perception of words that were never supposed to be that way. And that's exactly what's going on here. You and I were escaping from the world's constraints and will live in our own fucking world. That's what the underground was and is to this day. But now it's creeping in. And the moment it crept at our front door, the moment it spread disease and disaster and fucked us all up, is the moment that I had to take everything. I can no longer let the world outside be different from the world of our own. We have to change things before they destroy it for the rest of us. But like I said, today isn't about that. It's about us. No, you didn't honestly think you were gonna get away that easy, did you? No. Not until I tease you until you're at an inch of your life, because that's what I want right now. Nothing personal, it's just you're so fun to tease, I can't stop it, you know. You make me feel it more than anything. Alive. Wow, and so fucking virulent. I want you to know that all of this, every touch, every word, it's just meant for you. And I'm sick and tired of anyone getting in the way of that. They try even once, and baby, I'm gonna stop them in their tracks, and I'm gonna make you blush 1,000 times harder. Do you know why, little mouse? Because I feel like it. Because I want to run my hands through your hair like that and hold your ear real close and whisper, "You're mine, little mouse. You're mine, and no one gets to say it. No one, baby. No one at all." You should know by now there's no innocence here, no chance for it when you're like that. The only innocence is the honest feelings between us, and that I wouldn't trade for anything. I wouldn't trade what we have, because I know how special it is to you and how special it is to us. Because it's what we stand for, it's our feelings, it's everything. And you make those feelings of mine bubble out into reality, and I don't know how I survive your attacks, but I also don't know how you survive mine. It's so fun every time I get to make you panic to the point where you don't know what to say, where you panic and feel like you're completely fucking mine, baby. And it should be more than a feeling, it's a fact. You are mine, and no one gets your time but me. Yes, I'm being that greedy bastard that I've always been, and so what? Who's going to stop me? You sure aren't, you little pushover. Yeah, so what? I'm holding back coughs, but what does that matter at this point? Can you feel that hand slipping behind? Yes, slipping there, running down your back. Your neck is sweeter when your voice escapes, and your voice is even more heavenly when I make you that much more devilish. Little mouse, what am I going to do with you? Especially when I want to do everything. Where do I start? Maybe here's a good point. Kissing you, holding you. Do you like feeling my hot breath against you? The feeling of my nibbles and bites. I claim what's mine, little mouse, and you're mine in the utmost, my baby. Does it feel nice? Knowing a man wants you like a beast wants its steak. Like a beast wants everything. The greed of a monster placed in the body of a man. And yet I still think my looks are more like a monster. But you don't seem to mind that. It does have its benefits, doesn't it? Especially with making you understand how much my feral intensity, my jealousy, my passion comes out in more than just flames. In fact, the flames are nothing in comparison. They would be extinguished in 2 seconds in comparison to my desire, my passion. I didn't know I had. see, now that I've got someone to take everything out on in the best way, making something positive of all the fucked up negatives of life, that's exactly what I want to do. Screw using anything else. That's not what my life goal became. It became nothing but you. Nothing but doing something, making some good impact instead of bad. You see, everyone's so fucking convinced that if you're abused or if you're some kind of kicked puppy, you're going to resent and hate everyone. You're going to take it out, or you're not going to have a backbone and expect it, adapt to it. And those stereotypes don't matter to me. You matter. And I'm damn sick of wasting any more time on those thoughts. They keep coming back like flies, annoying little creatures, right? Luckily, you're much, much better. You keep coming back, sure, but you're the one thing I want to come back. The way you're sitting on my lap like that, and I can just hold you in my arms. It makes me feel happier than anyone else or anything else could ever even try, baby. You're my little mouse. And don't get it messed up either. As much as I may tease, it's out of love. I mean every single word because it's from the bottom of my heart. I have nothing short of passion and, well, true love for you. I can't put it in better words because I'm not some kind of wordsmith or crafter. I'm not good with mincing them, and I don't like to talk when I don't have to. But with you, it's different. I've looked into things that I've never before. I've realized that there's so much to myself I never understood. So much of me that needs so much of you. And I've realized firsthand just how much that my heart belongs to you. I'm kind of loyal like a wolf in that way. I'm loyal because you're the only one I'd accept as my mate for life. I know how it is. That's how things work in the wild. Those of us who've grown up, thrown to the wolves, we cling to things that make us happy, and let me tell you, baby, this little mouse has made me happier than anything. Just look at yourself. You made my breath escape in a way it never was meant to, and I love it. I love the feeling of being so into the moment that you lose the sense of where you are, restraint. Why? You just do it because you're following your heart, and that's what true love should be, isn't it? That's why I kissed you there. And that's why I try so hard to make damn sure you see it, you feel it, you hear it, that my love for you, my passion, is that palatable that you can taste it. I want you to taste and feel my love for you. I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me what you think. And never hold on to the bullshit notion that you have to be okay with all this because of me, no. You should be okay with us, yourself, you name it, together. Because that's what it means to be a team, and that's what it means to love someone. Give and take, right? Sometimes I forget that. Sometimes I lose myself in trying to protect, and I think anyone could. But with you, baby, I can't just leave it at that. I gotta see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Don't give me that, baby. You know how I feel about you. Did I hurt your feelings? If I did, then clearly I've been misunderstood and didn't mean to. I'd never do it intentionally. You damn cutie. Just promise me, no matter what happens, you'll remember I do everything I do because I love you, not for ulterior motives, not because I'm a selfish bastard, though that does contribute to it. It's because you're worth all that love and time, and you may feel guilty for it or unusual, but you shouldn't. Because honestly, you and I, baby, that's literally all I want. If we were the last two people on Earth, you know what I would say? Good riddance. Most people who are here don't really want to be, so maybe my idea of things is too harsh, and I apologize if it is, but I won't apologize for having my opinion. And I know you don't want that. You don't want me to be ashamed. You want me to be your man and hold you just like this. Well, I can see where this is going. We're going to enjoy this together. These cuddles, they are the best I've ever had. You know, cuddles are something I was always convinced weren't gonna be for me. Something meant for everyone else, but then you came out of nowhere, I might add, and made me fall in love with cuddles in general. You made me feel like that. I hope you're happy, you little sinner. You're the one who made this villain turn soft. I hope you understand you have to take responsibility and make sure you don't regret it. If you ever did regret anything having to do with us or myself, I'd never be able to look in the mirror the same way, so... Well, that sounds narcissistic, but it's because of the guilt. I don't want to be guilty. I don't want to be condemned. I've spent so much of my life being those two things, and I don't want that for you. I'm sick of people assuming, just because you have a past that isn't perfect, that somehow it makes you just a terrible, horrible thing. No, that's not what I want. I don't want to live in my past. I want to be in my present. That's why I want to make sure I look you right in your eyes and tell you how beautiful you are, how simultaneously handsome you are, how much I wish I had a word that summed it all up, how wonderful you've been to me, beyond any shadow of a doubt. I want to say thank you. Thank you for everything you've done to save me. I never thought I'd have a chance in this world, but you proved that doubt, that cynic in my heart, wrong. You proved that I don't need to be something I'm not. That I can be me and still manage to get someone who loves me for the me that I am instead of the me that I should be. Maybe all this sounds all self-pitying, but it's not. That is not why I'm mentioning this. It's to give you some semblance of an idea of how I feel right now. maybe make you feel a little more confident in our love together, because you do deserve to be confident in it. Think about how very much we've been through. You should never, ever feel like you're wrong for being put through the ringer. The only thing wrong is giving up, baby. I love you so much, though. I just wish there were better circumstances where we didn't have to always struggle, you know? But I'm gonna change that. I'm going to work very hard and make sure that the underground ends up better than the above. That's something that's been a passion for a long time. It may take 10, 15 tries, but maybe one will work. That's what I'm betting on. 1% versus anything else. Look at me doing pointless rambling.